A very good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jed Abdin. We start off with a look at your headlines.
Newsfirst headline.
In headlines, Anurakumara Dissanayake officially sworn in as the 9th executive president of Sri Lanka. International observers have to submit final election report. US officially congratulates AKD on election win. In news overseas, UN adopts Pact for the Future to tackle volatile future for mankind. And in sports, Jayasurya's 9 in the match stakes Sri Lanka to victory despite Ravindra's fight. And now your news in detail. In local news, in his inaugural address, President Anurakumara Dissanayake said that he will engage in all possible measures to uphold democracy in the country. He also said one of his primary efforts would be to win the trust and confidence of the people, especially those who did not vote for him at the presidential election. President Dissanayake said that the results of these efforts will be witnessed soon. Here's an excerpt of what he said.
අපි දන්නවා අපේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ වැදගත්ම ලක්ෂණය තමයි ජනතාව විසින් තමන් පාලනයට පත් කර ගැනීම සඳහා පාලකයෙක් තෝරා පත් කර ගැනීම. නමුත් මැතිවරණයේ ඡන්ද ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කිරීම හා පාලකයෙක් තෝරා පත් කර ගැනීමෙන් පමණක් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදය අවසන් වන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ මූලික ලක්ෂණයක් වුවත් අපේ රට තුළ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ ශක්තිමත් කිරීම වෙනුවෙන් ව්‍යුහයන්ගේ ශක්තිමත්භාවය ඒ වගේම නීතිවල යම් ශක්තිමත්භාවයක් අවශ්‍ය බව අපි පිළිගන්නවා. ඒ නිසා මා ප්‍රථම කොටම අපේ රටේ ජනතාවට දැනුවත් කරන්න කැමතියි. මේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදය වෙනුවෙන් මාගේ උපරිම කැපවීම මාගේ දුර කාලය ඇතුළත පෙන්වු කරන්නම සූදානම්.
In more local news, the United States congratulated President-elect Anurakumara Dissanayake on his victory in the Sri Lankan presidential election as confirmed by the vote results on the 22nd September. US State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said that the US commends the people of Sri Lanka for peacefully exercising their right to vote. This election is a testament to the strength of Sri Lanka's democratic institutions and the commitment of its citizens to shaping their future through peaceful and democratic means, he said in a statement. The US State Department spokesperson added, the United States remains committed to supporting Sri Lanka as it builds a stable, prosperous and cohesive society. We look forward to working with the President-elect Anurakumara Dissanayake to further strengthen our bilateral ties, which are based on shared democratic values and respect for national sovereignty. We also look forward to promoting economic growth, security and deeper cooperation between our nations. Still in local news, the final report from the international election observers regarding the recent presidential election is scheduled to be handed over to the Election Commission this afternoon. According to the chairman of the Election Commission, RMAL Ratnayaka, the international observers will meet with the commissioner later today. Domestic observers have also confirmed that the election was conducted in a very peaceful manner. And up next is international news.
International news.
In news overseas, yesterday UN members adopted a blueprint for the future to tackle the myriad wars, environmental threats and technological challenges facing humanity that the global organization hailed as groundbreaking but critics panned as unambitious. Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who championed the Pact for the Future and its components, billed them as landmark agreements, a step change towards more effective inclusive network multilateralism. The pact outlines 56 actions, including commitments to multilateralism, upholding the UN Charter and peacekeeping. And up next is your update on sports.
Sports news.
And finally, in sports, taking just 15 minutes to grab the final 2 New Zealand wickets, Sri Lanka secured a 63-run win in the first test and lead the 2-match test series 1-0. Prabhat Jasuri was at the forefront of Sri Lanka's charge, finishing with figures of 5 for 68, his 8th 5-wicket haul and his 7th in Galle. He ended with match figures of 9 for 204, thus taking home the Player of the Match award. In summary, Sri Lanka batting first were bowled out for 305 runs, while New Zealand in reply were bundled up for 340 runs in the first innings. In the second innings, Sri Lanka posted a total of 309 runs, setting a target of 275 runs for New Zealand to get over the line. In reply, the Kiwis were bowled out for 211 runs, with Sri Lanka taking the honours home. And with that, we wrap up this edition of the YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I've been Juad Abdin. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.